Hi, welcome to RCD. My name is Jeff, and today we're going to do a walkabout on a 293 Outback Ultralight. So we're going to start here in the back. Right here, I like to tell people this is where you need to store your sewage hose. That keeps all the smells from out of your other compartments. So when you're done with your storage hose, put it in here and keep it away from everybody. Right here at the bottom, you have level or stabilizer jacks. They're not to level, but they are to stabilize. So once you get to your campground, you get your coach as level as you can. Take your crank goes down, and it will stabilize it so it doesn't bounce when you walk around on the inside. Here is a place to put a refrigerator. You got a 110 outlet up here. You got hot and cold water with your faucet back there. You got a stovetop, gas stovetop. Your gas line is right back here in the back, and it goes down underneath to that port right there. And there's your hookup for your gas. You do have to disconnect it to close this back up. This is for a sprayer, and I believe there's a sprayer on the other side. So that's what that is. Nice little outdoor kitchen. You got about a 20-foot awning with LED lighting underneath, 2 outdoor speakers. Here you have a black tank flush. What a black tank flush is, your black tank is your toilet waste. Okay, so maybe once a month or every 2 months, put a hose to this, power it up by turning the faucet on, go on the other side and pull your black handle out. I'll show you where that is when we go to the other side. Let it run for about 15 minutes. And what happens, there's a little sprinkler system inside your black tank, and it kind of cleans everything out. So once or twice a month for about 10-15 minutes, and that keeps your black tank clean. This is the back of your refrigerator with a little drip hose. Unless you know how to work on a refrigerator, there's really nothing to do in here. Maybe once a year, pop these tabs out, open this up, and shop back it out. Sometimes birds will get in there and try to nest, or mice or something like that. But unless you know how to work on a refrigerator, there's really no reason to be in there. This is the back of your furnace. When you run your furnace, this will get hot. So don't put anything in front of it. Don't let the kids run up against it, because it will burn you. And it needs to be exhausted. So just keep things clear when your furnace is running. You got 2 110 outlets. That white strip means it's connected to a GFI on the inside. This is a cable connection for your TV, and this is a TV mount. So connect your cable to your TV, plug your TV in here. Another stabilizer leg. You got a little leveler there. It'll tell you this way if it's level or not. Outdoor storage. You've got a interstate deep cycle battery, brand new battery. It is a maintenance battery, so you do have to check the water levels in it. Just make sure if the water gets too low, fill it back up. Your propane tanks are in here. You got 2 20-pound tanks. They're just like a gas grill. You just turn them on. Right here you have a directional valve. Right now this one's pointing to this tank, so this is the active tank. If this one goes out, flip this around to this tank. If you run it in between both, you gotta run off of both tanks. But if you run off of both tanks and you run out of propane, then you're out of propane. So I suggest running one tank out and switch it over to the other one and get the other one changed. This is your power leg. It's got a nice cover on it. It says retract and extend. It takes it up and down. You got a nice light there. You got 2 chains for towing, 7-pin wiring harness for your tow vehicle. This is your emergency brake cable. It goes over to your emergency box over here. And the way that works is if you're going down the road and for some reason the camper disconnects from your tow vehicle, it's going to pull a pin and it's going to slam the brakes on this. So This is the other side of your storage compartment, and this is your power cord. It's about 25-foot power cord. This is the crank for your legs. Go on here, crank them up and down. Again, that's to stabilize, not to level. Now water, you can carry water. If you're going dry camping or your campground doesn't have any water, you can take water with you. This will hold about 45 or 50 gallons of water. Simply take a hose, put it in there, wait for it to kind of spit out as you like filling up your car at the gas station, and just put the cap back on. Now when you use this water, there's a pump button on the inside, and you want to turn that pump button on, and it pumps the water from here to all your outlets on the inside. Now if the campground you're going to has water, or has water that you don't have to carry, simply set your hose in here, turn the water on, and it will pressurize all the water lines on the inside. When you use water pressure from a hose, you do not want to turn the pump on the inside. You're already getting your water pressure from the campgrounds. Okay? This is your sewer outlet. So what you need to do is, if the campground has sewage, get your sewer hose, clamp it on there, put the other end into the ground. There's two valves right underneath here. There's a black and a gray right up here. So when you want to empty your tanks, you pull your black valve first, which is the one on the right, let it drain. Now your black again is your toilet waste. Then once it's drained, pull your gray valve. The gray valve is your sink and your shower, and it'll wash all the black down the tube into the sewage port. Now, if you do not have sewage at the campground, you leave those valves shut, find a dumping station somewhere, and just empty it at a dumping station. But always remember to pull your black valve first. Now, I showed you on the other side where the black tank flush was. So when you flush your black tank, this is the valve that you need to have open, because it has to be able to drain. If it doesn't come out this drain, it's going to come up through the toilet. That'll make a mess. This is the back of your hot water tank. Okay, this particular unit has the inner rod. Here's your plug, goes right in there. Tighten that down. Now you want to tighten that down and put that in there before you put water to the coach, because if you don't, water's just going to come right back out of here. This is the first place water goes when you put water to the coach. When you don't use the camper for a couple weeks, you want to drain your hot water tank, because the hot water tank will stagnate and start to smell like rotten eggs after a period of sitting. So nothing to do in there. You light the hot water tank from the inside, and I'll show you that when we go in there. Just keep this area clean. Now this will whittle down to almost the size of a toothpick, and that's what it's supposed to do. Once that happens, you just need to buy another one of these. They're like $12, $14. Then just replace this. Okay. Another stabilizer leg. And this is where you take your cord and plug in here, then plug it into the campground. That's pretty much everything on the outside. Well, this is where you bring your cable in from your cable source. Then your TV would be out. So that's everything on the outside. We're going to go inside and take a look inside. On the inside of this coach, this is where your buttons are, your main control buttons. Up here at the top, you have a gas and electric for your hot water heater. Now you can either put it on gas, as long as your propane bottles are on, it will run off your propane bottles. Or if you want to run it on electric, you run it on electric. Just turn them on and off just like that. If you're at a campground and you're paying for electricity at your site, I'd run it on electric and save your propane. But if you're out boondocking somewhere and you don't have access to electric, you're going to have to put it on gas. There's no good reason to run both at the same time, because it won't get any hotter, any quicker. Just either or, gas or electric. Your slide room button, in and out. Right now the slide is out. If you want to bring it in, just put the in button and it will come in. It will stop on its own when it's all the way in. Now if you have it somewhere in between, it's not going to be watertight. The only time the slide is watertight is when it's either all the way out or all the way in. Up here at the top, these are your tank levels. There's your battery, fresh water, black water, gray, and gallon. Now, the pump, or the water that you're carrying on board, which I showed you on the outside, if you wanted to use that water, this is the pump that you turn on. You turn that on, the pump pressurizes all the water lines, then you have access to water through the water that you're carrying. You leave this on until you're done camping, because it's going to stop as soon as the water lines are pressurized. You turn it on, it's going to run, then it will stop when the lines get pressurized. Do not run this if you're using water from the campground. Hose, that's got to be left off. TV, flat screen TV, your satellite or cable connections are here in the back. You got an AM, FM, CD, DVD player. I'm not sure if that's not Bluetooth, but it is AM, FM, CD, DVD. When you play a DVD, it will play through the speakers in the coach. You got a series of speakers in the coach. The TV itself just plays through the TV speakers, but if you play music or the DV, you can play it from the ceiling. It's like a surround sound system. And here's your remote to your TV and the remote to the radio, the stereo. Your air conditioner is right here. You can dump air straight down when it's very hot in here to keep this area cool real quick. Once it gets cool, you can close these off and it'll go out through the vents throughout the camper. Your air is going to come from your ceiling, your heat's going to come from your floor. Okay, you get a series of lights, storage cabinets. You have a propane and gas sniffer there. That is an alarm if there's a gas leak or a carbon monoxide leak. That will beep will chirp like a bird. You need to go outside and turn your bottles off on your propane tank, and that will stop the propane from leaking inside. Chances are you left something on the stove or the oven, flame went out, and it's leaking gas. So as long as you see that green light lit on there, that means it's working. If that turns red on you, your battery's going down in the front. Your stovetop, light, fan, a microwave just like you see at home. The way the stovetop works, it's got a sparker. Then you set the temperature. Now the oven's a little bit different. You need to turn this to pilot, hold it in, light it with a match underneath. Once it lights, hold this in for an extra 10 seconds. Release it, it'll stay lit. Then you adjust your temperature. But the sparker does not work on the oven. Down here you have your fuse panel. You got your 110 breakers and you got your 12-volt fuses. Everything is labeled, just like at home. Something goes out, see what it's, it will tell you if it's 110 or 12 volt. Just try to reset the breakers. Now this is also your inverter or your converter. Your converter is your battery charger. So when you're plugged into an outlet, or if you're plugged into your truck, you're getting a trickle charge on your battery. So this is charging your battery. This is where the battery charger is. So you're going to hear this run occasionally. That's very normal. Middle of the night you hear something running, it's probably that. This is the back of your furnace. There's no furnace filters in campers, but maybe once a year take that cover off. There's 4 screws. Just make sure there's no mice nesting in there or insects, things like that. Your refrigerator is gas and electric. Okay, to turn it on, just hit on. Automatic is the best place to run this. Let me tell you why. If you're sleeping in the middle of the night and you're plugged into a campground and for some reason power goes out, as long as your propane bottle's on, it will automatically go to propane if it sees that it's lost electricity. Somehow the electric comes back on, it will automatically go back to electric. So you never have to worry about it when it's on automatic. If you want to travel down the road, fill this up with food, as long as you're on automatic, it's going to run off of propane while you're going down the road. You get to where you're going, you want to plug it in, it will automatically go to electric. So automatic is the best place to keep that button. Your air will come from the ceiling, your heat will come from the registers in the floor. This is your thermostat for your air and heat. Just kind of like home. Change your system to cool, fan only, off, or heat. Set your temperature right here, and this is your fan speed. So that's pretty much standard like you'd have at home. Your bathroom. You got a nice skylight, hot and cold water, shower head, exhaust fan at the top, nice medicine cabinet, sink, hot and cold water, toilet. This will tell you exactly how to work the toilet. You pull this halfway forward, puts water in the bowl, all the way flushes it. Okay? Halfway flush. This is the GFI I told you about out front. So if your outlets do not work, this GFI is probably flipped. You need to reset that. Here's the on-off switch for the fan. You do have to open it up here though. Flip that up. You can turn the fan off right there. Okay, now this unit has a nice little bunk room. You got sleeping up here, up here, up here. This table will fold down. Simply pull the legs out from the table, put it on this ledge, spread the cushions out, and you have another place to sleep. If you wanted to put a TV in here, this is where you'd put it. There's your cable outlet and your two 110 outlets to plug the TV in. Now, if the kids are back here, you had people back here, and for some reason they had to get out the front door, and the front door is blocked. Say you had a fire or something. Pull this out. Push this all the way out. This is hinged at the top, so it's not going to fall out, but push this all the way out. Pull this out. Gets the screen out of the way, then jump out the back window. That's your emergency escape. Now, if you just want to use it for ventilation, just have it set up like that. Gives you nice airflow. But like I said, push this all the way out and jump. Your kitchen table is the same, pretty much the same as the back table. Pull those legs out, put them on the ledge here, spread the cushions out, and you can sleep more people there. You have storage in here. Let's do it this way. You can get to it from this way, or this door will open up. They have it shut right now. And same thing on the other side. So there's all kind of storage in this coach. Your couch. Your couch is a jackknife couch, so it's just pulls out and lays down. You put it back, you lift up, grab the back end, and pull. And here's another escape window. Works exactly like the one in the back. Okay, everything here. Okay, the bedroom. Series of lights. You have a heat register at the bottom, air coming out the top. This is another zone for your radio. Lights over the bed. Two 110 outlets on either side. And there's a little bit of storage here. Which is nice. Again, here you have another escape window right here. Two sliding doors. Keep them closed when you're traveling, or keep them buttoned down so they don't swing. But that's pretty much everything. If you have any questions, give us a call here. We'll be happy to help you. My name's Jeff, and thanks for shopping at RCD.